Well, walk into any grocery store or farm supply store right now, and it's quickly apparent inflation is here. But what does it mean for the future? Here's John Phipps.
Last week, we talked about inflation. The numbers we are bombarded with today are unsettling, and I do believe we are experiencing a truly unique economic environment. I'm also optimistic that such turmoil is when market systems work best. People are simply going to make fortunes solving some slice of those problems I listed last week. When the most recent CPI numbers were shouted from the headlines, the fact that the year-over-year figure was the highest in 40 years struck me as mildly depressing. I remember living through that record 40 years ago, a realization that is becoming way too frequent in my life. A longer-term view, then, of inflation might be helpful. This is how good old Fred at the St. Louis Federal Reserve depicts it. Instead of the monthly or annual change, this graph shows an index of that fabled basket of goods and services beginning in 1948 when it cost about 25 bucks. That same basket of stuff would cost over $280 today. While that seems shocking, notice that the line is almost straight and inclines at the same angle over decades. In other words, there is always some inflation. It seems to be a feature of market economies. Beginning in 1970, that slope was about 5% per year. In other words, the last 30 years of 2% inflation was remarkably low based on history. If, as I expect, this lofty inflation rate comes to an end one way or another, history indicates that most prices will be sticky, which is a real economic term. Most retailers and service providers are reluctant to lower prices even when they can. This is especially true with less competition due to near monopolies and less foreign trade. Employers do not lower wages either. They lay people off and stop giving raises. This does not hold true for commodities, however, as farmers, as we well know, our adjustment will be far more exciting. While sellers may effectively lower prices with sales, rebates, and other tactics, higher prices don't backtrack for a good reason. Nothing makes consumers hesitate to spend like decreasing prices for the same products and services. This is the concern I have going forward. How fast will our system adjust to sticky prices and wages? I'm reluctant to guess, but the last time we had an inflation problem, the recovery was not done easily. Just slowing inflation is a necessary start, but only the beginning of a much longer economic rebalancing.
And if you want to watch more of John Phipps's commentary, you can do so with the QR code on the screen. Thanks, John. All right, when we come back, Machinery Pete, here's this week's Tractor Tales.
U.S. Farm Report is brought to you by Germinator Closing Wheels. Germinator, it's not just any closing wheel. Reach your yield potential. Free shipping on all orders with coupons.